I start my day reading the Bible. Today it's going to be Psalm 8. Well, when I'm done with the Psalms, I flip over to the next book, Proverbs. I love this book. Wisdom for young people. Obviously, I'm not a young person. However, I really wish I had read this when I was young. Today is the 11th day of the month, and so I am reading the 11th chapter in the book of Proverbs. There's 31 chapters in the book of Proverbs, which means I can read one chapter a day and get through it in a month rather easily. I finished reading the 11th chapter of Proverbs, and now I am reading the book of Jude because it is the homework that I have for the Bible study that I will be going to this evening. So I'm going to read this over and get ready for my Bible study. This is my planner. I have written this down in my planner. I keep a list of everything I read in my planner each day. After I do my Bible study, I usually give myself a sticker because I like to make the page pretty. And so I've got these stickers. They come from a company called Violet Stickers. If I can put a picture there. Violet Stickers. And I put that right next to where I put my Bible information here. This is what I plan to read next today. George Washington's World by Genevieve Foster. In this book, I'm still in part 1. I have read A Boy of Virginia, which I believe was about George himself, and then Daniel Boone, Boy of the Backwoods, John Adams, Farmer Boy, John Hancock, A Boy of Boston, Abigail, A Girl Who Liked Ideas, Pontiac, A Boy of the Ottawa, Benjamin West, who was an artist, The Friendly Printer, who was Benjamin Franklin, The Asante of Africa is what I read yesterday. The Asante of Africa Unite. So today I'm going to be reading England versus Spain in the New World, and also I will read Spain and the Pueblos of New Mexico, because I generally read 4 pages daily. I'm not in any hurry to read the whole thing this month. I will actually be reading this probably for the next 4 to 6 months. Now here's something interesting. Admiral Vernon was the English officer who had captured the fort of Portobello. The English were fighting with the Spanish. Admiral Vernon was the one who captured Portobello, and he was also the commander under whom Lawrence Washington, George Washington's older brother, had gone to fight the following year, and for whom, when he returned, he had named his plantation Mount Vernon. Mount Vernon, George Washington's plantation on the Potomac River. I have actually been there. I went to Mount Vernon and many other places in that area when I was 16 years old. My next reading adventure will be Good Masters, Sweet Ladies, Voices from a Medieval Village. It won the Newbery Medal in 2008. This is by Laura Amy Schlitz, illustrated by Robert Bird. So, a few days ago I came in here and read the foreword. She says, this is the part of the book that most people skip. This is the foreword, the part where the author tells why the book exists and why the reader might want to read it. Anyhow, so I read that already, and I'm going to go on. This is a village. Okay. Setting, a medieval manor, England, 1255 is the year. So, this is written in poetry. It looks like there's 22 parts in this play. And so I am going to read 2 parts per day out loud And that should get me through the whole thing in 11 days. And that's fine because I just want to finish it by the end of the month. So today I read Hugo the Lord's Nephew and Taggart the Blacksmith's Daughter, who has a crush on Hugo. So now I've noted that I read pages 2 to 9 about Hugo and Taggart in Good Masters, Sweet Ladies. And I'll go on to the next book, which is 100 Years of Solitude. Winner of the Nobel Prize. Nobel Prize is actually awarded not to books but to the authors. So Gabriel Garcia Marquez was the winner of the Nobel Prize, and his writing, I am not totally sold on it because this is basically a family saga, and I know a lot of people have said this is like the greatest novel that was ever written, and honestly I'm not all that impressed. For one thing, I was told that Gabriel Garcia Marquez was a master of magical realism, which I like magical realism. I've read quite a few books in that genre, and this is not one of them. The only magical realism I really get out of this book is maybe a few ghosts. There was some ghostly appearances, but other than that, I don't see a lot of magical realism. I think the book is low on plot. It just follows, the lives of these people, which are kind of absurd. Okay, there's a lot of absurdity in this book. When I get done with this, what I am going to do is read some reviews online of people who have analyzed this book, because this is a famous classic. Certainly there is going to be a lot of articles that analyze this book, and I want to maybe through that get a greater appreciation of it, but I'm going to wait until I'm done before I do that research. And here's where I am in this book. Now this book doesn't have any chapter numbers or titles. So I'm on page 333. And according to my audiobook copy, this would be chapter 16 or 17. I think it's 17 out of 20 chapters. So I'm very close to the end now, thank goodness. Ursula had to make a great effort to fulfill her promise to die when it cleared. The waves of lucidity that were so scarce during the rains became more frequent after August. I just finished that chapter, and I have 3 more chapters to read in this book, and it couldn't come too soon. I am going to finish this book. I'm so excited that I'm going to finish it, because this has not been my favorite book to read, that's for sure. It's a lot better than a book I read last year, which was The Name of the Rose. A lot of people say The Name of the Rose is a very good book. I did not like it at all. You would have to have a love of Catholic history to appreciate The Name of the Rose. This book was, well, considerably better. It takes place probably in a village in Colombia in South America. And it seems to be more about the village and the history of the village than of any of the characters. It is a family saga of the Buendia family, and 100 years is about how long this village is going to last. It's really in decline at this point in the book. So that brings me to page 354 in the book. So noted. And there are 417 pages, so I am nearly done. My goal for the World Rushed In, the California Gold Rush experience, is to read 4 pages a day. But today, it got so exciting, I read more. I read 6 pages. And I'll leave it at that for now, because it's time for me to get ready with the next part of my day. I've read away the morning, and I hope to read more this afternoon or evening, but this is all I have to report for now.